Hello everyone, and welcome back to another program. My name is Carly, and today we are going to be talking about our state animal and my personal favorite animal, the beaver. Now, beavers are incredible builders, and they are second only to humans in their ability to change the nature around them. So they are famous for building dams and lodges, and today we are going to be talking about how and why they are able to build these structures. And we're going to be taking a little bit of a closer look at the beaver. So to assist me today, I have my friends right here. These are our beaver taxidermy, and I'm going to be using them to show you a close-up view of the beavers because unfortunately we couldn't get a live beaver here with us today in the museum. But beavers are actually semi-aquatic animals, so that means they spend some of their time in the water and some of the time on land. And the kind of wetland area and ponds that they inhabit are created by their own structures that they build, so the dams. And the dams that they build trap water sources and create these wetlands and ponds. And as you're looking at the beaver, you might be wondering how they move and how they kind of do in the water. Well, they are actually excellent swimmers. And you might be able to notice some adaptations that they have that help them swim. So if you look at this smaller beaver right here, you can see that beavers actually have webbed feet, kind of like ducks. So that helps them paddle and swim. And then, of course, their famous tails are flat and like boat rudders. So this little beaver has a smaller tail, but this full-grown beaver would have a larger tail like this. And in addition to these parts that allow them to swim very well, they also have special coats of fur that keep them nice and warm and dry in the water. So they have actually 2 layers of fur. If you can see closer, the under fur is nice and fuzzy, and that keeps them warm. And then the longer fur on top is more oiled, and that allows the water to run off their fur and keep them nice and dry. Now, beavers are so good at swimming that they can actually swim up to 6 miles per hour, and they can hold their breath for up to 15 minutes at a time. So they are incredible swimmers, and that is why they like to stay in kind of wetland areas. They are not as agile and fast on land as you might guess. They kind of waddle around. So the wetland areas and the ponds really protect them from other animals that might want to do them harm. So that's another reason why beavers like to create these areas, because it really protects them as well. In addition, beavers love eating plants that are found in ponds and wet areas, like leaves, branches, twigs. I have some pictures over here. Right here. I have a picture of a beaver swimming, carrying a branch. I can lift it up a little bit. And then below that picture is a picture of a beaver chewing on some wood. And beavers really like the kind of soft, sweet layer of wood underneath the bark, and that is called cambium. So let's take a closer look at the beaver dams, which I have some pictures right here of. Now, the way beavers build these dams is they collect twigs and branches, maybe even parts of trees that they've chewed down, and they carry those branches and twigs and leaves and things like that over to the site where they want the dam to be. And then they cement the twigs and branches together with mud, and then they weigh down the dams with rocks and stones. So you can see in this picture right here, a beaver carrying a stick in the water. And then this picture right here, a beaver is actually carrying a bunch of mud. over to their dams. Now, beavers have a few adaptations that help them build and chew the wood, which are their probably most famous parts of their body are their teeth, which I have a skull right here to show you the beaver's incredible front teeth. Now, their teeth in the front actually never stop growing, and they actually chew the wood in order to file down their teeth so that they don't keep growing longer and longer. So that's another reason why they love the wood. And if you notice this orange coating on the teeth as well, that is from iron, which keeps their teeth nice and strong while they're chewing on that wood. In addition to their teeth, beavers also have sharp claws on their front paws. So if you look like right here, and that helps them grab on to the branches as well. So beavers build their dams and their lodges together as a family. So beavers are very social animals, and they build usually during the spring and summer. And I have a picture right here of 2 adult beavers. So a beaver family usually consists of a mother and a father beaver. And then they build with their babies called kits, which I have a picture of a baby right here. And then their yearlings, which are their babies that were born the previous year before. So they actually kind of teach the younger beavers how to build. And then when they grow older and know how to build their own dams and lodges, then they go off and find their own mates and build their own dams and lodges as well. So beaver dams are usually 15 to 30 feet long, but the longest beaver dam in the world is a half-mile long. Can you believe that? And it is located in the Wood Buffalo National Park in Canada. I have a picture right here. This is seen from above. And it is so big that it can actually be seen from satellites above the Earth. So that is the world's largest beaver dam. Let me have one down here. All right, so moving on from the dams to the lodges, I'll show you a picture right here. So the lodges are where the beavers actually live. And the lodges are located in the center of the ponds in kind of a dome shape. They're built using similar materials and techniques. But again, they're built in the center of the pond with an an underwater entrance rather. And it goes up into a living space that's above the water line. And that again protects them from any predators. And then the lodge inside is nice and warm for the winter. And they spend most of the winter inside the lodge as well. Now, beavers, in addition to their lodge, they also store a lot of their food underwater as well. So when the ponds and the water freeze over in the winter, they're able to go down and find their food. And the cold water also acts as a refrigerator as well. So they have a really nice setup in their lodge in the wintertime. So now that I've shown you a little more about lodges and dams, I'm going to show you a little project that you can do at home to try to make your own beaver dam and test out those kind of techniques that they use. Now you can either do this outside, you can gather up your own twigs and rocks and mud, maybe smaller pebbles and smaller twigs, and kind of build your own dam that way. Or if you want to do it inside, I've created a little dam to show you made out of Play-Doh and different things that mimic the materials that beavers use to make their dams and lodges. So for the twigs and the branches, you can use things like skewers and popsicle sticks and toothpicks. For the stones, I actually got a few stones, but you can also use smaller beans I have here, or even beads. And then, very important, the mud to stick it all together, you can use Play-Doh or clay or anything like that. So I built my dam by making a kind of layer of the Play-Doh on the bottom, and then I built it up by doing layers of the toothpicks and the popsicle sticks, and then I put some rocks and pebbles in the front to kind of keep that seal. So I'm actually going to try to pour some water in it and see if my dam works. Now beavers, they are very sensitive to the sound of running water, so if they hear any running water through their dam, they're able to go right to the spot where there is a leak and they're able to patch it up very quickly. So let's see if I have been successful as a beaver. I'm going to pour some water in, and when I pour it in, hopefully my pond will be right here in the center. And it looks like it's working pretty well. There we go. So that is basically how beavers stop up a water source and make their own dam. And that is something you can try out at home and try different techniques. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning more about beavers, and I hope you are maybe able to have a little fun creating a dam of your own. Thanks. Have a good day.